I murdered my wife. It's not as if it was premeditated, although it might as well have been. I was just as surprised as anyone when I realized the crime I'd committed against this delicate, poised, and sweet-natured creature. She took a long time to die, and I was merciless in delivering the blows that would eventually cause her demise. My anger was uncontrollable and flashed like a directionless bolt of lightning. The power of it simply indiscriminately destroyed everything in its path. The story started like many others, innocent enough, filled with hopes and dreams of a future together where I was in charge with a dutiful wife as an audience of one. I saw myself as a leading man, but was merely a complicated and tragic figure, struggling with my own insecurities and identity. First time I struck her, little did I know it would be an out-of-control roller coaster with no sense of destination. I always thought I knew where we were going, but I didn't dare show that I was unsure because that would mean my judgment was flawed and she'd no longer see me as the exalted figure I desperately wanted to betray. Some say the violence of a quick death is terrible, but the slow, painful demise of a tender heart, I can't help but grow cold and hard. Painting the portrait of a flower dying in an untended garden is far worse. All the elements available for a good growth, but my dark shadow was cast over her, preventing the warmth of the sun to reach her petals. When the rains came, I was there to lap up every drop of moisture. In my own sense of destiny, mired in a self-absorbed haze of self-importance, I was unwilling to share the glory of the good and blamed her for the bad because pointing the finger at myself would cause me to have to look into the mirror of my dark soul in order to see the true narcissist I was. Like a cigarette burn, scorching the flesh, my words were like flashpoints, scarring her temperament, soiling her soul, and blackening her future. I had no time or inclination to notice the damage I was doing to the one I professed to love, and my possessive ownership mentality, making me the slave master and her the chained. As she lay dying from my slashing of her psyche, I would mock her with a dose of superiority and was solely responsible for not allowing this independent, radiant being to have her own identity. Instead of a loving soulmate, she ended up with a territorial canine ready to tear to shreds anything threatening his boundaries, including her. The black and blue bruises were simply a roadmap leading to the depravity of the hellhole I'd crawled out of. For my display of utter disappointment and dissatisfaction with anything less than my pompous opinions left no room for fresh, objective growth. You see, I was well on my way to killing my wife, with a knife of miserable malice designed to disrespect, disregard, and dismiss her personal passion and beautiful countenance, rotting like a spoiled fish on a hot summer's day's dock, abandoned by the living and haunted by the almost dead. I had designed a coffin to throw her emotionless, lifeless body into without realizing I was digging my own grave as well, by not appreciating or having gratitude for the loveliness that had graced my life. I am more than a murderer, but a soul-sucking deceiver who can only feel elevated by standing on the dreams of the one I'm supposed to be holding most dear. With a spade of arrogance, I violently threw dirt to unearth the pit I buried both of us in. It's deep and dark without light or air to breathe, suffocating not unlike the years I'd stolen from her life, without noticing she was trying to catch her breath all along.